is in the testimony and those dark details and everything that happened in your life that you afraid to uncover. Uncovering that is the power. That's the power of the gospel. Like, because God brought me out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get real raw with it. So I was like, dang, I can talk about a love story or me having relationship problems with this woman and things of that nature, because it's all a part of the story. It's not like.
Absolutely. Mostly like everything is down, you know what I'm saying, what I'm focused on. So the pod is one of which, you know what I'm saying, where I'm just like, this is shit that I'm interested in, things that I want to do. It's not really iron root focused, you know what I'm saying. Obviously our relationship and a lot of, you know, what our connectivity is through Iron Root, the brand. But, you know, I got to know you as a dude and, you know, watched you online, social media, do your thing. And honestly, one thing that stuck out to me is like your connection to your faith, you know what I'm saying, and how you speak openly about your relationship with God. And I seen some posts of you preaching and stuff like that, or, spreading some word, however you want to phrase it up, you know what I'm saying. But for me, you know what I'm saying, it was like a beacon of light, you know what I'm saying, because obviously you do music, you on the scene and you around and within everybody, but you still embodying, you know what I'm saying, who you are, what your purpose is, you know what I'm saying, and like walking in that. So, talk me through that. Like, how did you, grow up? Did you grow up in the church? Moms or grandmas, everybody waking you up, get you there on Sundays type of deal?
Yeah, man, all of that, bro. Honestly, I kind of feel like I was kind of born in a really unique situation because I did grow up in church. My mom's always had me there and stuff like that, and I found out later that like my grandmothers are very heavy in the church on actually both sides of my family. And has some like spiritual giftings and things of that nature that I feel like kind of like fell on to me, you know what I mean? I grew up in church my whole life. My mom kind of told me that actually, no, a lot of people don't know this, but I'll tell you, my parents don't know how to sing. So like, I don't come from like a super singing family. Like my mom's brothers know how to sing, but their father knows how. He has the singing ability, but they have a different dad than my mother. Okay. So my mother actually cannot sing. So the reason why I can sing is because when I was in the womb, actually a minister, elder from the church I grew up in, man, he prayed for me in the womb, and my mom said I came out singing. Hey. So that's how I literally like got my gift, you know what I mean? And like I had to hone it on my own. I didn't have like a whole bunch of influences as far as that outside of like my uncles. And it was just a very unique experience, not having, my parents being able to sing or coming from necessarily a singing family, but I grew up in church, but my father, man, he was a street dude. Like he sold drugs. He was a pimp. He did everything in the streets, man. He was gang banging, you know what I'm saying? So he was with all that, you know what I mean? So right. Big situation because I grew up in church my whole life, but when I was 16, I told my mom I need to go live with my dad to learn how to become a man. And she let me do it, you know what I'm saying? And it was a total different outlook. I've been on the road with prostitutes and all type of stuff, man. My life is really crazy. Like when you look at it from outside looking in, it look like it's clean and polished, but it get dirty in there. It's a lot of just realism and connections to a lot of other people's stories and what they have gone through and maybe their family structures and things of that nature. And I'm just showing that you could be a beacon of light and you can be yourself and you could be a culture interrupter, a disruptor, and in the way that I am, where you can still have your faith and believe in your faith and stand on that. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. Okay. I'm just a musical savant. You know what I'm saying? Cool, got the vibe and everything that a lot of people have, but it's like I'm pointing them to where it came from, and that's that light. That's my faith. You know what I'm saying? I believe in me because God believe in me, and I know what He made me.
Okay. Well, and you don't got to go too heavy, but I do want to touch on one thing that you brought up, because like growing up, like in the church, and then you saying at like 16, like at the point in which you truly are like growing and becoming a man and that mind is developing, like you hit a 360 on lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And what would you say was the one key thing that kind of kept you connected to the faith? Because honestly, like, I've known niggas similar, you know what I'm saying, who didn't, who grew up with me in the church. I grew up in the church as well. My grandma and them used to make sure I was there. I was in all the little programs and orgs and all throughout it, youth church, children's church, all of that. I was in there. But, some folks that I know that may not have been my same church, but they just, at the same time, we got introduced to some different lifestyles, you know what I'm saying? And that for them, like, was the way. So what for you kind of kept you to faith, even though you got to see a lot of different things?
Honestly, when I came out here when I was 16, I wasn't going to church. I actually was just like you said, a total difference of lifestyle. But what it was when I was 17, I had knew that I had been in church my whole life, but I had a talk with God. So I was like praying, if you want to call it that. It was a conversation, and I just literally, I'm like an all or nothing type of person. So I literally told God, I said, listen, man, I've been going to church my whole life. I mean, I believe because my parents believe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I've been doing, but I don't really know you like that, you know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to do all of the stuff that I've been taught to do, which is like read my Bible voraciously. I'm going to pray. I'm going to fast. I'm going to do all of this stuff that you say. Like, it's like, this is what Christians do, right? And I told God, I said, if I don't see you, I'm going to leave church and never come back. And I was dead serious. Like, I was really dead serious because like that was the fork in the road for me. You know what I'm saying? Where I was going to be like, either I'm with this or I'm not with it. And I'm about to go full force in whatever side I'm on. So, man, I did that. And I feel like one of the things that's kind of tricky about God is like when you fill yourself up with that word, when you be fasting, when you be praying and you do it you make it a lifestyle and do it consistent, you're going to see God show up for you, man. And then once you get so much word and you can't really take it out, you know what I'm saying? That's like, God ain't necessarily telling you like, all right, when you do all this, like, it ain't going to be able to be something you can just rip out of your being, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
it become,
yeah.
That's where that led, man. So, yeah.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that a lot. So at what point did like music become something that you got into? At what age more so?
Yep. I've been singing my whole life, but I remember as a young kid writing songs just to try it. And I thought they were pretty cool, but I never really thought I wanted to be a singer. I was like totally focused on being a football player or still doing something in sports. You know what I'm saying? I was athletic, so I'm like, I just want to do that. That was where my love was.
Well, let's pause on that real quick. What kind of sports were you into?
Man, when I was
Obviously
younger,
football, but yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to play basketball, football, track. I think I could have been real in track. I just didn't like running enough to actually train. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you definitely built like a sprinter. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like I was nice in track for a little bit. Like I was running 400 and everything. I was giving cats the blues out there. You know what I'm saying? But football was definitely more my thing. Where thing made sense, and I wanted to do it. Like I didn't mind putting in the work. So, that's where my life took me. On the JUCO and Arizona State and did all that stuff that I did. But really when I was in college, man, is when my life kind of changed as far as football is concerned. Okay. Because I went to a conference and we was in this thing called like a prophetic training or whatever. And then this dude that prophesied to me, I was just helping out my friend, Water Like Soul, just with some hooks and stuff. And I was just helping him out because he was like, I need a singer. I wrote some stuff, but I can't really sing. And I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. So, I mean, it was like no problem. But
I feel like I remember that first video y'all dropped. Y'all was like in like the dining room or living room somewhere, and y'all was just going off.
Yeah. So like he got me into it. Like I wasn't thinking about no music. Like I could sing, but I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to do no music. Like at the very least, if I wasn't gonna make it to the league, I was like, I'll be a businessman. Like I know how to, do business. So he initially, but I was actually getting ready to stop. Most people don't know that. I was just like, I'm kind of off it, bro. I ain't really trying to do this music thing. It's a lot of work. It's like, why am I even doing this? I'm not trying to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to this prophetic training, man, some dude prophesied to me and he told me, he said, you're looking to stop doing music right now. He said, because you think that it's secular. And that's literally what I thought. And then he told me, God said, keep doing the music exactly how you doing it. And people going to come for your music and they're going to meet the anointing. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. And I was just like tripping out when he said that. Cause I'm like, this nigga just told me my whole life, bro. Like, wow, that's wild to me that he even knew that I was about to stop. So I know it was God telling him, because I'm like, no one knew that. I didn't tell anyone that I was about to stop doing. It was a decision I had made in my mind, but I see that God kind of had to like get in front of that, like, oh wait, nah, this your purpose. And then so I started, like, music was really more a part of me than I even realized. Like, this is where I was supposed to be. You know what I
mean? Yeah, no, for real, that makes sense. So, like, before that, you were kind of in a space where you felt like it was something that you would be interested in, but because of where you were in your faith and, like, kind of where that road would take you, was a little difficult, to either, like, you felt like you maybe had to do gospel, or, like, the stuff that you wanted to do wouldn't be, like, fit into the scope.
Absolutely fit into the scope of religion, man. Like, I really had a heavy spirit of religion on me, and I don't have that no more. I'm cool. Like, I do my music and I'm good, but like, it took God to really show me a lot of stuff, having dreams, visions, and all types of stuff, where it's like he had to start breaking that out of me, what I was taught as a young person, as like what a Christian looked like, or what like, we put a lot of times the parameters that we have as people, we put those on God. And not understanding that, like, God is not subject to the same rules as us. Do you understand what I mean? Like, exactly. we have to be in, but like, God don't have that. He don't have to be in a certain place or do a certain thing. Like, there's certain laws that he will never do. He will never lie and all of that good stuff. But it's like, he don't. God, just because you want to be in the church don't mean God has to be there. God can be everywhere. If he's omnipresent, he is everywhere. So every dark, sick or wicked place that you think he ain't, he's there. You know what I'm saying? So I had to just start realizing that. God kind of like started changing, my mindset on everything, and he got the spirit of religion off me and opened up my eyes, and I was like, okay, cool. And I wanted to say that I just dropped the opinions of men, man. I stopped worrying so much about the opinions of other people, and that's what really allowed me to come into a new level of freedom.
That's real for sure. I was just having a similar conversation with a new poet that I met out of Florida, and she was in a similar space. She does poetry, she does music, but she's really, really tied to her faith. So she does gospel music, but also just music, you know what I'm saying? And it was a point for her too, where she's battling the poetry, and even with myself, like, I come there as well, because like, coming out, like, growing up, like, when I came up rapping in like high school, like, my influence was Ludacris, Lil Wayne, like 50. So you can guess where like I was going with the narratives and stuff that I was like rapping about. But like, when it came to sharing that publicly, you know what I'm saying, it's like I was raised by my mom, my grandma, my auntie, all wonderful women, you know what I'm saying, had me in the church. So it's like, nah, I'm not trying to I would rap in my room, that kind of stuff, but it's just like, nah, I thought that was for fun, you know what I'm saying? But when it came time to be polished and, with something to present, I was in that battle of, all right, like, where I can do this stuff really good, but obviously, I'm just like mimicking my influences. But this other thing is like a battle of me creating like this narrative, because obviously I'm attached to my faith. And when I do a lot of poetry, I'm talking about the things that I've been through and how God has worked through me, and, this and that and so on. So I'm like, dang, all right, obviously I have that connection to where I constantly want to give my testimony, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to come off like I'm preaching to niggas, you know what I'm saying? But it's still my story. It's like what I enjoy, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of had to get over that feeling. This one dude hit me up, and it kind of helped too, because I got to get all of that out. This dude out of DC, Reverend Romao Toon, he had this book called God's Graffiti, and had 8 different chapters about different individuals in the Bible, telling their lens through a more like teenage story, you know what I'm saying? So they can attach to it. And this was probably like 2012 or something like that. But he hit me up and was like, yo, can y'all get a group of people to make this into like 8 spoken word videos, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of adapted the chapters and did a poem and shot some videos for him. But it was like, that allowed me to really dive in and like, get, not I won't say get all of that out, but like, to have to make it, forcibly be all gospel in a way, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of a challenge, you know what I'm saying? So now as I create and move, it's like I could, do things a lot more freely and kind of just create and express. But all that to say is like I definitely connect on that level, because there was a battle, like, you know what I'm saying, not wanting to live my truth and like be exactly who I am, but still like participate in this, I got bars, or, when people dissect the lyric, you know what I'm saying, they're not distracted by how much I love God or how much I'm connected to my faith or anything like that. Because I mean, in a way, it's distracting to people who don't believe in the way that you believe, but for others, it's like, yo, I already know what he's talking about. Like, God's moved through me as well, bro. I feel that, like,
And that's the thing I wanted to touch on that, man. It's like, you know what really helped me break that spirit of religion off of me, man, is like God told me to open up my Bible one day. And like he brought me to this story. I think it's in the book of First Samuel, right? It's talking about the story of David and things of that nature. And it talks about how, like, you know, there was a young lady, one of David's daughters was raped. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I started reading that, and then God stopped me and said, you see how raw that it was written? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, people don't preach like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bible is not written like PG, how we like to put this like beautiful little thing on it. Like, it ain't written beautiful like that. It's written like very raw, very like to the point, because that is the power of the power is in the testimony, and those dark details and everything that happened in your life that you afraid to uncover. Uncovering that is the power. That's the power of the gospel. Like, because God brought me out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get real raw with it. So I was like, dang, I can talk about a love story or me having relationship problems with this woman and things of that nature, because it's all a part of the story. It's not like I have to just say Jesus. It's like the Lord was just talking to me like, man, all they ever say is like, okay, I praise the Lord, I praise the Lord, I praise the Lord, but no one knows why. Mm-hmm. You tell them why, like, and you got to tell them really why, not like, oh, well, because he's just good. Like, nah, like, what did he really bring you out of? Like, where is the power of your testimony? You know what I'm saying? Because you leaving the details out. And so once he told me that, man, I was like, it finally, like, man, it was like the scales came off my eyes, and I was like, dang, dog, I could really do this, and I could feel free and feel okay. And I still go to church, I still preach, I do everything I do, and I don't feel no way about it. Like, I do my music. I got an R&B tape that I'm working on right now, and it's dope. I'm good.
Absolutely. You know, and honestly, it's about the narratives. There's plenty of narratives in the book, like, you know, alone that's you could just tell as a story, you know what I'm saying, that'll connect to life. Like in that God's Graffiti thing, I did, one of my chapters was the story of Ishmael, and I had Hagar as well, and like just that whole narrative. Honestly, I had a bad relationship with my father before I even had to, you know, go through that, like, that book process, you know what I'm saying? But like dealing with those 2 chapters alone just really helped me like address that head on, you know what I'm saying? And like things that my family didn't even know I felt, you know what I'm saying? Just really studying that, you know what I'm saying? And seeing how how that unfolded, you know what I'm saying? How I could tell that through my lens just really just helped me get that up off me, you know what I'm saying? And just be able to move more freely, like not thinking about what my family's going to think the next time I put something out, because I did that already, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, letting the story just continue to tell and, like, you know, move from that way. So, yeah, as we talk about the R&B tape, I know you mentioned that, you know what I'm saying? So last thing I think I checked out was Sharon's Rose.
Rose of Sharon, yeah.
Rose of Sharon, my bad. Yeah, but look, man, let me tell you, what you doing with the cinematics, even that one and the one before it, I don't have the name, but where you jogging on a treadmill, and the one model from out here is yelling at you in the background, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like what you're doing with the videos, man, it's amazing. Not only the quality of the videos, but like, you know what I'm saying, the shots, you know what I'm saying? In each of those videos are definitely real cinematic shots. You know, there's the wine tub shot with you sitting on the outside of the tub, her in the tub, that was clean. Even in the other one where you like choke dude out and then you look up, like, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely, you know, Fast and Furious quality type stuff. So where are you drawing some of that inspiration? Are you collabing with like the directors, or a lot of this you just visualizing and like, y'all need to see this?
Man, a lot of it is just taking the creative shackles off myself, man. I'm really like fully diving into like the fullness of my creativity, and also collaborating with some different directors, man. With this particular tape, the guy I've been shooting videos with is Isaac Joel, real dope. Videographer, I mean, you know about him, and he's done a lot of work out here in Phoenix. He's been traveling in LA and a bunch of different places. He does a bunch of rappers and singers videos and stuff like that. So I knew that I wanted kind of like that cinematic feel. I just wanted to kind of come up with a certain narratives and stuff like that. So, and just kind of push my creativity to a different level. You know what I mean? So with Rose of Sharon, you know, it was a beautiful song. It was a ballad, obviously, to my Black sisters and all of that stuff, and great singing. And, you know, it's a certain little vibe that's real dope. But I kind of wanted to take it left a little bit with the actual visuals, man, because it's like it's almost like, well, how can we make it dark a little bit? You know what I'm saying? So went left with it, and Isaac, man, like his visuals captured everything that I seen in my mind, man. And with Love Is War, I kind of wanted to be a little bit more comedic. You know what I'm saying? I feel a little chaotic, but also like me keeping a certain level of stoicism. You know, it's something that a lot of men may go through in their relationships and stuff like that. You know, like a constant nag or whatever. But it's like you just staying focused on what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was just a dope vibe, man. And then another idea that I came up with, and man, I got a couple more videos with him, and we putting everything together. And yeah, it's just pushing my creativity to a whole nother level, man. Just getting out of those boxes.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal that you even thinking about it in that way, and especially with something like with the topic being like a ballad to black women, but then you giving it that dark look, because I mean, honestly, a lot of them watch like the murder shows and all the docs about all the Mr. Murders. You know what I'm saying? That kind of aesthetic definitely goes with the vibe. That was brilliant. So I'm definitely looking forward, man, to what you got like coming out in the future, music videos, just whatever it is in terms of just creativity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you may not say that you've been doing it a long time, but I feel like you've been doing it long enough to, like, what I'm saying, like, how can I put it in words? Because like was your first video the one with you with the guitar in the grass? Was that be video number one? Like, what I'm saying, getting from there to like where we are, what I'm saying, like most niggas don't have that kind of growth, what I'm saying, and they can do it even longer. So just being a student of the game, what I'm saying, recognizing like where your ability is and like ways that you can like flex the talent even more, because like those are we just talked about R&B songs, like you gave us verses on Killmonger, what I'm saying, like other tracks. There was the one with you and Kyle Shay,
Motion.
Oh man, come on, man! Like it's a lot of versatility there. I'm like, I don't have them all on my list. You wasn't really feeling it?
No, I like the song a lot, but I just felt like, man, I love this song, honestly, but like I didn't know that people like heard that song and really was like rocking.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely got a lot of streams out of me, like after the first time I heard it. I think it was a Rebel Lounge, what I'm saying, and just the energy was there. I had to like actually just hear it, stream it, what I'm saying, hear that audio version after I watched y'all perform it. And yeah, it's just something about the vibe, the flow, what I'm saying, just like that energy that was in it. It was just like a fun record, what I'm saying. It sounded fun, some shit that you could put on repeat, so.
That's dope. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Definitely in this, in this amount of time, man, you've definitely built up a nice little catalog. What kind of team are you working with? Are you self-managed? You got managers or?
With me, man, I kind of put together like a little team. So I'm trying to work on my little imprint, which is called Genrelist Collective, and I'll be like the first coming artist from that. And I got a graphic designer and a creative director, which is Jamil Duadu. Arizona. Sure. Yeah, a lot of people I've seen, like, they loved, the photography work and the shoots that we did.
Yeah, all the sweaters, nigga. You had every color.
Type of thing. They still talk about that. And we still got some other shoots that ain't even dropped yet, because we kind of had to take a little break because he's making a transition back to Atlanta. But he told me once he gets back to Atlanta, we back to work. So we working on a whole little rollout for Love Is War. I also have kind of like a marketing guy and a guy that helps me out with some other kind of like creative ideas, which is my boy Vincent Trigue. So it's about like a 3-man team right now. We just kind of working. I don't have any manager or nothing like that. As far as like writing or anything, I'm coming up with all of the songs. I'm writing them. I'm vocally executing them in the studio and vocally. I'm picking all the beats, you know what I'm saying? Even some beats, like we gonna have some beats that are very original, kind of off the YouTube thing on this next tape. You know what I'm saying? I linked in with a couple of different producers, and I recently went to a writing camp out in LA called Rising Stars, and man, I was linked up with so many great artists, man, that I just like was just mind blown by just a talent level and like the fact that they rocked my music so heavy. It was like just amazing to me, because I'm like, dang, I ain't even really been doing music that long. It's probably been like 3-4 years, and I don't even done it full time yet. I don't even feel like I've literally given everything to it. And like to see the strides, just like you were saying earlier, that I made, it's just like I really see this as something that's for me. You know what I'm saying? But so far, that's the team, man. And like I said, I'm always down to collaborate with more people and obviously get way more producers. And now I'm working with a couple different singers and stuff like that. They've been adding just embellishments and background vocals to some of my songs to make it more polished and, you know, sound more up to the level, to the industry level. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, like you said, a student of the game. I'm a great observer of other people and what they're doing. And I can obviously kind of with deductive reasoning kind of like break it down and add that to my game. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, hell yeah, man. I definitely fuck with that. So, all right, so who's your, tough question, obviously, but this is Darius Mylik's answer, not like, we don't need the general consensus, but like your top, I don't want to say top overall artist, but we're going to say top 5, top 3, just artist. Yeah, just like for who you get inspiration from, like your favorites, you know what I'm saying? But I want to keep it diverse, so they don't all got to be like rap or R&B, but you know what I'm saying, just artists.
Man, I'm so fickle with music, bro, because like for as much as I do music, I'm probably not like a music lover like how other people are. Like some people listen to music all day, every day. That's not me. I don't really do that. I kind of gotta like let my mind just be free for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But my top overall artist, obviously, I'm from Minneapolis. He's from Minneapolis. Prince Roger. That's off rip. You know what I'm saying? I would be this song from South Minneapolis if I ever said anybody else. But Prince is number one. I mean, his music speaks for itself. For sure. It's musical to that nature. Other artists that really influenced me, I could say like a Molly Music. If we wanted to say somebody like right now that influences me, I'll give you one that a lot of people would never think. But Lil Durk, man. Lil Durk is like inspirational to me, but more so just because of his work ethic and seeing his growth over the years and the fact that like he never stopped and he was able to hone in on his sound by just work. You know what I'm saying? He never complained. He never cried about, oh, he's getting canceled or, you know, people kind of are getting off of him or nothing like that. He never said anything about any other artists or did any hating tactics or nothing like that. I just respect how he moved as a man, you know what I'm saying? And like as an artist, and he just worked his way through it to get in front of the eyes of the people. Like he just
honestly, because there was a lot of cats coming out from that area at that time, like,
and he was cool for a second. Like even his first album was cool, and then he kind of went on a different direction when he got with Dej Loaf and stuff like that. And I remember a time when people thought he was out of there. He was just like kind of like just pushed to the side, and like to see now it's just like, dang, dog, like that's a dog like mentality. Like he literally just kept working and got himself to that point. So I get a lot of inspiration from him, and even just his ideas, just vocally and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think about, just because I don't try to listen to too many R&B artists on this tape because I don't want my R&B to sound like theirs, obviously. So I just be listening to a lot of rap dudes, man. Like I said, Lil Durk is, you know, I'm off that Donda with Kanye West for sure.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I gotta say that Donda hitting a little bit better than that CLB to me. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, Kanye from the Midwest, so he one of them top guys too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and I was gonna ask you about that too. Not necessarily pitting either against each other, but like how you felt about not Ye politically or, you know, that stuff, but more so on the music, like how he's been trying to make that transition. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it's tough because, I mean, we can dissect the bars from previous verses and then compare them to today. They're not saying one's better than the other, but like the narratives and like the things that he's talking about and the ways that he's painting that picture is a lot different. You know what I'm saying?
I could speak on that, man. I think with Kanye West, he's in an interesting spot because obviously we made a life change, and it's obviously a drastic change, so we can't necessarily talk in the same type of manner that he used to. You know what I'm saying? So it obviously puts you it kind of puts parameters on you in a way. You know what I mean? But I love where he's at musically, man. I think he could have been a little bit more like cohesive as far as like just making everything kind of unified as far as his verses are concerned. it feels like a lot of free thought. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like just a stream of consciousness. But I think that also helped the emotional content of the album. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I listen to it, I feel a certain vibe on it. You know what I mean? And the fact that he had most of the artists on there talking about God and things of that nature, like, and not even cussing and stuff like that. Like, I think that he's an incredible, artist to even be able to do something like that. But musically, production wise, Donda, it was like that, man. Like one song I really love, I'll say, is Moon. I love Moon.
Yeah.
I wanna go to the moon. Like
right,
that's that whole vibe gives me My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy all over again. Like, man, just that organ in the back, and it's like, yo, this is the vibe that he's catching right now. And No Child Left Behind, man, crazy on them. Like, I be feeling the spirit on them joints. Like, yo, this is nuts. Like, and now I see why he did it in the stadium. When I'm like, yo, this is stadium music. This is not. Like, this ain't regular, bro. You have to feel the environment with other people. Like.
Right, yeah, he knew, knows exactly how to curate the spaces, you know what I'm saying, and like, for the vibes and what needs to be there. But now, if anybody, you know what I'm saying, is a good testament to like not worrying about like what people think, and obviously everybody got opinions about what's what, but like, you were talking a little bit earlier about, where you were deciding to do music or not. Like, you know what I'm saying, people can be brought to it, you know what I'm saying, they could feed off that anointing. You can give your testimony. You could continue to grow and evolve as like a creative. You know what I'm saying? And people gravitate towards you because of what you're doing, the way you make your music, or the way you're talking, the way you post what you're posting or whatever. But when they come to talk to you, you know what I'm saying, or learn about you, you're talking about how great God has been, and why or how, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
For sure, man. All right. Well, yeah, man, we're going to wrap it up here pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate you dropping in with me. This is, I don't even remember what number we're on, bro. We're probably on 7 or 8 of these things. But no, I definitely, appreciate it, dog. We got to get something going. I'm going to send you some stuff. I've been working, about to launch my website and shit. So I'm going to send you some stuff, man. Let me know what you think. Not for the tape, but like for just some shit I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? If you feeling the vibe on something, let me know what you got. It could be a hook, bridge, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm working on. I don't want to call it a tape. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in a space where I'm creating. I'm trying to find my next vibe. You know what I'm saying? So if you working, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna send you some stuff and we can get something going.
I'm always welcome to it, and thank you for having me, bro. At any time you need me or you want me to get on something, I'm there for you. You my brother. That's how I feel about it.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe below and visit IamRootCo.com